Reyna. Some of us love her, some of us hate her. But you've been misled. This duelist is not the least viable and the most selfish agent in Valorant. As someone who's played over 1,000 hours as Reyna across all of my accounts combined and ranked, and having achieved Radiant twice using the agent, I'm going to explain how you can perform at your best and perform well consistently, tell you what goes through the mind of a Reyna main during different situations, how to adapt to different team compositions, and how to be your team's right hand in any Valorant game. But before we get into that, let's talk about skins. Do you have none? Well, look no further because Buff's got you covered. Buff is an app built on Overwolf that allows you to passively earn buffs while you play your favourite games, which you can redeem for tons of things, like gift cards for Valorant, Steam, Amazon, PlayStation, and Apple. You get the idea. The more games you play a day, the more buffs you'll earn, and you can even do challenges to earn more and maximise your buff income. There's raffles you can participate in to earn bigger prizes. What I like about Buff the most is the fact that you can clip your highlights using it and then upload them to Buff, and people will vote on them and decide whether it's highlight of the week. If it is, you'll get way more buffs in return, up to 1,500. My referral download link will be in the description of this video and on the pinned comment. It's super easy to make an account, it literally takes 30 seconds, that includes the time it takes to download it. Also, I'm going to be giving away some codes for you guys who sign up using my link in the description. Once you've signed up, put your username on Buff in the comments or in my Discord server in the Buff's username channel. After a couple of weeks, I'll draw some winners and I'll send you the codes. Thank you Buff for sponsoring this video. To start off, here's something you've probably not heard in a guide before. Reyna is not an entry duelist.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
No. Stop. Stop trying to type your hate comment. Just hear me out. Reyna is a support/lurk duelist. You should never play her if there is no other entry duelist already selected on your team. Entry duelists are Jett, Raze, and Neon. The reason why is because their util is very fast and allows them to get on site very quickly. Otherwise, you will be forced to be the entry bitch by your preschool teammates. Her util is simply not good enough for this. She is literally built to be self-sustaining. Good Reyna players excel by playing on their own. There's a reason 80% of smurfs you encounter in lower elo play the agent. But there are some basic fundamentals you will need to come to a realization with before watching this guide. Reyna is not easy to master. Like any agent, to play her at the highest level, you will need immaculate aim, crosshair placement, and be able to think on your feet on how to survive a variety of different gunfights. And your team will be relying on you for that, but that should be common knowledge by now. So what I'm going to teach you today is the three main ones you need to take away with you. Movement, positioning, and utility usage. I promise if you apply what I'm going to share with you today in your next games, the RR you are about to gain will have never felt so free in your whole life. Let's begin with utility usage. The one dilemma that seems to tear teams up from the seams and cry the second they see a Reyna insta-lock in their agent select screen. Reyna does have good utility. And it's not just for her own success, it can be used to assist the team, and quite well actually. This adds on to what I meant earlier about Reyna being a lurk/support duelist. Let's say Jett is pushing a sent A through main. A controller agent puts up a smoke on A main, attempting to stop any type of momentum the attacker team has gained. Jett prepares to dash entry onto site. Reyna has one of the most powerful flashes in the game for this exact scenario. As long as the blind is on the opponent's screen, they will be blinded from any distance. This was a part of the Reyna buff that happened a few months ago. A well-placed flash will have almost everyone on the site flashed, allowing your team to explode onto site, needing only to check the back of gen, under, and dice, which is where enemies will be hiding if they weren't prepared to shoot your flash. Reyna's flash is probably the most useful part of her kit, allowing you to either cut up space for yourself, scout out areas before entry, and of course just by using them to swing with. The key is to never waste a blind, but always try to use them every single round to assist your team if not for yourself. For example, here I am pushing SN A on defense. My team is expecting a B push, so they're stacked 3 over there, and my only other teammate is support. So they aren't peeking A main, I'm going to flash through the wall from tree here to allow for anyone who is A main sitting in cubby and in A lobby to be blinded, so you know if anyone is lurking there for a fake push on B. Players sat in these 3 positions will almost always shoot this blind because they're expecting someone to swing from A main to check them towards lobby. or from A site into A main. And this is just one flash for one site on one map in the game, where I have a perfect scout blind. It will only work so many times a match in higher ranks before the enemy starts realizing what the flash is for. The point is that it stops the enemy push, it allows your team to get some free kills if they're behind, and it gets you rounds on the board, making you a useful agent for your team. All just from one flash. Empress is a 6 ult point ultimate that allows you to shoot faster, and every time you kill someone, you instantly regain health with infinite dismisses. If you keep killing people, the ult doesn't go off. Now a lot of people misinterpret this ult and how to use it. For example, let's say there's 2 of you alive, and there's 4 enemies alive. You won't pop Empress in this scenario. On defense, in which Empress is a very defense-sided ultimate, if you're holding off for a push in which your team lacks the numbers and the rest are rotating to you, this is a perfect time to use Empress. It frightens the enemies if they know you're there, and if they push you, you can easily punish them repeatedly despite your team not being at full force. Let's say you're attacking. This again joins up with what I said about Reyna being a support duelist rather than an entry. You will probably be behind your teammates with Empress popped, as you're trying to play off of your other teammates for the kills. It is very important that you do not bait your teammates here and not get a refrag. You need to get a refrag. The reason why is because you can use the dismiss to check left and right angles of a site entrance, making it safe for your team to go forward, because usually a jet who's dashing forward hasn't cleared left or right yet. Alternatively, you can leave the dismiss orb there in case you want to go in and quickly check the angles yourself and maybe get a little pre-fire kill, and if you miss, you can just dismiss away. Absolutely no harm done. Positioning. The one thing that makes Reyna deadly is her power to escape. Everybody knows this. So you can play any angle, any way you want. I'm not over exaggerating. If you want to sit on this off angle, in the center of B, crouching, holding head height, to mess up their crosshair placement, you do that. If you know you're him and you're going to hit that shot, hit it and dip out, net your team a free kill. And keep doing these types of tactics. You can maybe dismiss and go somewhere else and hold another off angle, waiting for the next guy to push. Just remember to switch it up because they will check it next time. And be sure to stay further from the angle from the enemy who is peeking it, especially if you're crouching due to the width of your player model increasing. Remember to communicate with your team as they can assist you in your positioning for better positions. For example, I like to push out on fracture A main to this wall quickly and have a jet bait for me by peeking. If the jet is there and the enemy team sees it, they're going to assume there is no way anyone could have pushed past, as only a jet would be a big enough psycho to push across like that. So 19 times out of 20 when I play this off angle, I do not get checked, and I get 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, even an ace sometimes. Here's a few clips that I've got literally in the last month, and I've been barely playing Valorant recently, of me absolutely violating players with off angles as Reyna. You can get a nice idea of what this kind of behavior can accomplish for you and your team.
Finished.
It was mid.
You disappoint. You're done.
Finally, movement. The most important mechanic, by far. Reyna is an agent people expect to kill and dismiss, relocate. Kill and dismiss, relocate. Over and over. So usually, if you watch Reyna players play, they will stand almost perfectly still when fighting players, as they know all they need to do is hit one shot and they're safe. This works, yes, but only up to a certain level. In my games, I get a constant stream of crying children from the enemy team saying that I'm always moving when I shoot. I have the best RNG in Valorant. Not the case whatsoever. Every guide in the last 3 years has been saying movement is important, and that AD strafing is a necessity. This is true, but take it to the next level. You're playing Reyna. You're allowed to take the piss a little when playing her. Here is me blob peeking an angle. Here is me popping swinging an angle. Here is me Runlax swinging an angle. You get the idea. Add variety to your play. Add variety to your movement. The less predictable you are, the harder of a target you are to hit. The more irritated of a player you are, the harder you are to fight. Do not play the game by the book if you want to beat textbook players. Always remember that you're playing Valorant ranked, not pro play. When strafing, maybe swing left, right, then left far. Stop to confuse your opponent, or a far left and slightly to the right and then crouch. Try it in a deathmatch a few times. See how many more shots the enemy players will miss. It will surprise you. Don't even try shooting them. Just see how long you can survive by making them whiff, and integrate it into your gameplay. What separates Ascendant players from Immortal players, and let me tell you that gap is hilariously huge, is primarily movement. I've seen countless aim demons in Ascendant that absolutely get spat on by Immortals as soon as they go into their lobbies, because they simply go by the mentality of all aim, no brain. If this video helped you in any way whatsoever, be sure to like it and subscribe. We just hit 3,000 and that is so sick. I really cannot thank you guys enough. The support has been crazy. Join my Discord to see my settings. We just hit 1k in there too. My raw Excel settings are in there, my sensitivity, my crosshair, etc. And there you can speak to me and ask any type of question you want to ask me. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.